What if the world you once knew is already dissolving, and the life you've been waiting for is closer than you think? According to renowned guide Melody Hamilton, 2025 is not a year of gradual change. It's a quantum leap into the fifth dimension. A dimensional upgrade is happening at the cellular, emotional, and soul level. This shift isn't about abandoning Earth. It's about elevating how we live upon it. In this video, we'll uncover the profound transformations underway, the new timelines opening before us, and how you can prepare yourself to fully embody your highest potential. The quantum cracking of old Earth structures. The systems that once seemed permanent, governments, economies, belief systems, are beginning to show fractures. What looks like chaos on the surface is, in truth, the natural cracking of outdated energy structures. These systems were designed for separation, scarcity, and fear. As Earth's frequency rises, they can no longer sustain themselves. You may have felt it, the inner pull to step away from institutions, relationships, and even thought patterns that once defined your life. This pull is your soul sensing the fractures. It knows that clinging to the old creates suffering. Trusting the unseen is liberation. Melody often describes this phase as a necessary collapse, not a tragedy. Just as a seed must break open before it grows, the world must shatter its lower frameworks to birth higher realities. The noise isn't the end, it's the clearing. Rather than fear the instability, begin to listen underneath it. New solutions, ideas, and movements are rising from the cracks. They may seem small now, but they carry the blueprints of the new Earth. Your role isn't to fix the old, it's to nurture the seeds of the new. Resisting the crumbling only exhausts you. Embracing it liberates you. Let the old fall with grace. Your loyalty is not to what has been, but to what is becoming. The ground shaking beneath you is not collapse, it is sacred preparation. Understand, the quantum cracking is not a sign of failure, it's the sign you've been waiting for. The breaking apart is the invitation to build what your soul has always known was possible. 5D frequencies are anchoring cellular reality. As Earth's frequency shifts, the human body is no longer just a biological machine. It is becoming a living light receiver. 5D frequencies are not conceptual anymore. They are being anchored into your cells, bones, and energetic fields right now. This process rewrites the very fabric of your physical reality. You may notice changes in your sleep, sensitivity to foods, sudden emotional releases, or spontaneous moments of bliss. These are signs of cellular realignment, not dysfunction. Your body is upgrading to house more light, more consciousness, more multidimensional intelligence than it ever has before. The anchoring doesn't happen through force, it happens through surrender. When you stop fighting old emotions and start moving with them, when you trust rest instead of resisting it, you create the internal space needed for the 5D codes to fully root. Earth herself is assisting this anchoring. Natural environments, crystals, pure water, and sunlight act as conduits for these new frequencies. Every time you connect authentically with nature, you accelerate the embedding of 5D within your own structure. The more light you hold in your cells, the less reliant you become on external validation, survival fear, or programmed beliefs. You begin to live from a state of inner abundance rather than outer scarcity. You are not waiting for the 5D Earth to arrive. It is arriving through you. Every breath, every choice made from authenticity rather than fear strengthens your alignment with this new foundation of life. Your future self is already calling you. Across dimensions, your future self, already ascended, already whole, is reaching back through time to guide you forward. This isn't imagination, it's resonance. The future version of you exists outside of linear time, and is constantly broadcasting frequencies to help pull you through the transitional fog. Melody teaches that the more you slow down, the easier it is to hear these calls. They don't always come as clear voices. Sometimes it's a sudden knowing, a strong intuitive nudge, or dreams so vivid they feel more real than waking life. That is not fantasy. It's memory activation. Following your future self's call often requires faith before evidence. You'll be asked to move before it makes logical sense, to trust invisible nudges more than visible maps. This is not recklessness, it's higher navigation. Each time you align with your deeper inner knowing, you collapse timelines that were based on fear and open new ones based on soul mastery. The future self is not ahead of you. It's already inside you, waiting for your present self to catch up in frequency. You are not being pushed blindly into change. You are being lovingly magnetized into a destiny you already chose at the soul level. Every moment you say yes to that call, the gap between who you are and who you are becoming shrinks. The more you trust that your highest potential is inevitable, the faster you step into it. Your future self is not a stranger. It is your truest home. Time collapses. Healing across lifetimes begins. In the traditional 3D reality, healing was slow, linear, and often trapped in endless loops. But with the 5D shift accelerating, time is no longer rigid. It's malleable. Healing that once required decades of work can now occur in moments of profound awareness and surrender. You may notice past traumas surfacing not for re-traumatization, but for rapid closure. Emotions that once ruled you lose their power. Relationships that once drained you release themselves naturally. This is not random. It's accelerated soul healing, collapsing karmic debris across multiple timelines. Rather than getting lost in analysis or blame, allow yourself to witness emotions like clouds passing through a vast sky. Holding on to pain is no longer necessary for learning. In the 5D field, understanding often arrives before suffering even finishes its cycle. As timelines collapse, you become lighter, not because your experiences are erased, but because your identification with pain dissolves. Wisdom remains. Story fades. What took lifetimes to unwind is now accessible for complete transmutation through simple, profound willingness. Your soul is not just healing the wounds of this life, it's harmonizing lifetimes of fragmentation. Feelings of déjà vu, spontaneous emotional releases, and sudden forgiveness are signs that multi-lifetime cords are being dissolved at quantum speed. Understand this. The collapse of time isn't chaos. It's mercy. It's the universe answering your soul's ancient prayer. Let me be free to love again. The shift from linear manifestation to instant creation. Manifestation in 3D required careful planning, relentless effort, and long waits. But in the 5D field opening in 2025, creation shifts dramatically. Here, manifestation is no longer tied to time. It's linked to vibration. When your emotional and energetic frequency match your soul's desires, creation accelerates beyond anything the linear mind expects. Melody often explains that 5D creation isn't about getting what you want through force. It's about becoming the version of yourself that naturally attracts it. Instant creation happens when the soul's frequency is coherent, clear, and unburdened by fear or doubt. Creation becomes an extension of being. You'll notice that when you act from joy and authenticity, results flow almost immediately. When you act from fear, things stall. This is not punishment. It's precision. The universe mirrors your dominant vibration now with increasing immediacy. Time is no longer a buffer. It's becoming a mirror. The more you align with gratitude, presence, and inner abundance, the more life conspires in your favor without delay. Your true power is not in forcing outcomes. It's in sustaining the frequency of the reality you wish to live and allowing the outer world to rearrange itself accordingly. The breath will become a dimensional bridge. Breath is more than survival. It is a spiritual technology. During this 5D shift, conscious breathing becomes a bridge between dimensions. Each inhale draws in cosmic life force. Each exhale releases density, fear, and the remnants of outdated timelines. Breathwork isn't just calming anymore, it's transformational. When you breathe with intention, you synchronize your physical body with your light body. You shift from being a reactor to life into being a creator with life. Conscious breath harmonizes the emotional, mental, and energetic layers, creating coherence strong enough to alter your entire field of experience. In ancient traditions, breath was understood as the vehicle of the spirit, the carrier of prana, chi, life force. That ancient wisdom is reawakening. You are not merely breathing air, you are breathing consciousness itself, infusing your body with higher dimensions of energy with every mindful inhale. Through breath, you enter portals of expanded awareness without leaving your body. You stabilize higher frequencies without burnout. You anchor divine blueprints into the earth through your very cells. The breath is no longer just a necessity. It is the silent initiator of your multidimensional rebirth. Your energy signature becomes your passport. In the new energetic architecture of 5D, who you are vibrationally matters more than anything you say, own, or do. Your energy signature becomes your passport, an undeniable, radiant ID card that grants you access to people, opportunities, and timelines aligned with your true self. Melody explains that in this field, deception collapses. You cannot fake frequency. Words without energetic coherence lose power. Titles and external achievements mean little if they are not backed by authentic soul light. Your aura speaks louder than your mouth ever could. This shift will feel liberating to those who have long cultivated inner authenticity. No longer will the loudest or most polished voices dominate. Those whose hearts are clear, whose intentions are pure, will naturally rise into leadership, creativity, and connection without having to force their way forward. Cultivate your energy signature like a sacred art. Cleanse it through forgiveness. Brighten it through gratitude. Strengthen it through aligned action. As your field stabilizes in truth and love, doors will open without knocking, and paths will unfold where once there were only walls. The golden threads of new timelines are emerging. Across the vast quantum field, new timelines are being woven, timelines of collaboration, healing, innovation, and soul reunion. These golden threads shimmer just beyond ordinary sight, calling forth those willing to walk paths paved not by fear, but by possibility and vision. You might feel it already. Sudden bursts of inspiration, a pull toward projects or places that defy logic but feel deeply right. This is not random. You are sensing the gravitational pull of a future self that already exists, urging you to step off the well-trodden path and onto new ground. The new timelines require bravery. They ask you to release attachment to how you thought life would unfold. They require trust in unseen guidance, devotion to inner truth, and willingness to leap when the mind says, wait. They reward courage with miracles. Not every timeline will remain open forever. Vibrational doors open according to readiness, not worthiness. If you feel the pull, honor it. Take the first step, however small. In doing so, you weave yourself into the living architecture of Earth's most luminous future. Inner alignment will outweigh outer action. The old world rewarded constant action, doing, hustling, forcing outcomes. But in the 5D energy shift, inner alignment will outweigh outer action by orders of magnitude. A single aligned decision can now accomplish what years of struggle once could not. Melody often shares that in the new frequencies, energy moves at the speed of intention. When you act from true soul alignment, when thought, feeling, and action harmonize, you step into a slipstream of accelerated manifestation. Things happen out of nowhere because your inner field commanded them into being. You'll notice that when you act from fear, exhaustion follows. When you act from alignment, energy expands. The body knows when it is being forced versus when it is flowing with higher will. Learning to listen to your energetic yes and no is now a survival skill for thriving. This new reality demands discernment, not frantic effort. The question is no longer how much am I doing, but from what state am I doing it? Pure, focused inner alignment sends shockwaves through the quantum field, drawing realities into existence with stunning grace. The mind's architecture must now upgrade. The mind you've used in the old energy, busy, anxious, calculating, cannot process the new fields of 5D reality. In this shift, the architecture of the mind itself must evolve. It's no longer about gathering facts or mastering logic. It's about developing a mind that can translate intuition, emotion, and multidimensional information. You may notice moments where the old thought structures feel heavy, outdated, even irritating. That's a sign of an upgrade beginning. New mental pathways are forming, pathways that prioritize resonance over reasoning, coherence over control. It's a mind designed to harmonize, not dominate. The mind's upgrade isn't about thinking faster, it's about thinking cleaner. It's about hosting higher perspectives without collapsing into fear. Silence will become more valuable than cleverness. Presence will replace prediction. Trust will outweigh endless analysis. This new mind is not separate from the heart. It becomes a sacred servant to the soul, a clear receiver of higher instructions. When you stop using your mind only to survive and start using it to create beauty, healing, and unity, you will realize it was always meant for much more. Emotion will function as a magnetic field. In the dense 3D world, emotions were often seen as weaknesses or distractions. But in the 5D field, emotions reclaim their true purpose as magnetic forces that sculpt reality. Emotion is not a side effect, it is the signal that programs timelines and shapes outcomes. Melody teaches that feeling deeply isn't dangerous anymore, it's necessary. Emotions are how you communicate with the quantum field. Gratitude pulls miracles closer. Compassion softens hardened paths. Joy accelerates manifestation. Fear stalls movement not by punishment, but by energetic misalignment. Feeling is now a sacred skill. You'll notice that when you choose emotional authenticity over emotional suppression, your manifestations sharpen. Reality bends faster toward you because you are sending clear, powerful signals into the unified field without distortion or self-betrayal. Honor your emotional states. They are not random. They are navigational instruments in a vibrational universe. Feel fully. Feel consciously. Feel with devotion to truth. Your emotions are no longer burdens, they are bridges to your highest expression. Surrender is no longer optional, it's evolutionary. The old paradigm was built on force, pushing, planning, controlling every possible outcome. But the path into 5D demands surrender. Not as a passive giving up, but as an intelligent collaboration with a universe far more vast, loving, and wise than the rational mind could ever predict. Surrender now becomes the doorway into quantum navigation. When you release the need to control timing, form, or details, you step into the river of pure potential. That's where the greatest miracles happen, outside the limitations of your current imagination. This surrender is active, not passive. It means showing up fully aligned and then letting go of whether the path looks as you expected. It means living in devotion to resonance, not rigid expectations. It means understanding that your role is to create vibration, not to micromanage outcomes. You will find that the more you surrender control, the more life begins to work through you, carrying you into possibilities you would have never dared dream. Surrender is no longer a virtue reserved for saints. It is the basic currency of thriving in higher frequencies. Light body systems enter full activation mode. The light body, the energetic blueprint that holds your divine intelligence, is no longer a dormant spiritual idea. In 2025's 5D shift, your light body begins full activation mode. This means your physical body, emotional body, and spiritual fields are weaving into a unified system of consciousness. Melody shares that activation doesn't come through effort. It arises naturally as you align with truth, love, and inner coherence. You may feel physical symptoms, tingling, vibrations, bursts of heat or coolness, as your light circuitry comes online. These are signs that your higher operating system is switching on. When fully activated, the light body becomes your vehicle for higher dimensional experience while still embodied. You think faster, heal faster, create faster, not through force, but through clarity and resonance. Your sensitivity becomes a superpower rather than a liability. Support this activation by choosing practices that nourish stillness, inner listening, and heart coherence. Your light body is not something you earn. It is something you are uncovering. A sacred, sleeping dragon within you finally stretching its wings and preparing to soar. The heart center is becoming the true mind. The heart is no longer simply the seat of emotion. In the 5D shift, the heart becomes the true mind, the place where knowing, feeling, and being merge into pure intelligence. Decisions that once paralyzed you with doubt now resolve themselves with simple clarity felt deep in your chest. You may feel an increasing pull to listen to your heart even when logic protests. This is not recklessness. It's higher guidance taking precedence over conditioned fear. The heart speaks not in analysis, but in resonance. This feels true. This feels alive. This feels aligned. As you deepen your connection to the heart, you will notice that life flows with more ease. Conflicts resolve more easily. Relationships harmonize without endless negotiation. Opportunities seem to find you rather than the other way around. The heart is the quantum bridge between your human self and your divine self. The more you live from it, the more you stabilize in 5D consciousness, not someday, but now, breath by breath, choice by choice. The DNA light codes are reactivating ancient abilities. Hidden within your DNA are dormant codes, ancient frequencies, and soul memories that have been asleep for thousands of years. These are not just metaphors. They are literal strands of potential that were switched off when humanity descended into density. With the 5D shift accelerating, these light codes are stirring once more. Melody shares that these activations aren't happening randomly. They are triggered by higher frequencies, like those now bathing the earth. You might experience spontaneous moments of clarity, a sudden skill emerging without formal training, or powerful intuitive flashes that defy rational explanation. These are not accidents. They are awakenings. As these codes activate, you may also feel emotional purging. Why? Because old traumas, genetic memories, and ancestral pain must be released to make room for higher capacities. Healing is not a detour. It is the preparation for embodying your original divine template. Your body is not malfunctioning during this process. It is updating, rethreading itself into the architecture of the future human. Symptoms like heat waves, heart expansions, pressure in the skull, and energetic surges are simply signs that more light is being woven into your physical and energetic structures. Support this activation by treating your body with deep reverence. Rest when called. Hydrate with living water. Seek out sunlight, nature, and high-frequency foods. Most importantly, allow yourself to believe. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering who you have always been. Higher councils are now broadcasting through thought streams. In the invisible realms, higher councils, groups of evolved beings dedicated to Earth's ascension, have always watched, guided, and protected. But with the thinning of veils in the 5D shift, their communications are becoming easier to access. Not through voices booming in the sky, but through subtle thought streams. You may notice receiving sudden bursts of insight, compassion, or vision that seem beyond your usual thinking. These are not just your imagination. They are energetic broadcasts, seeded carefully into the minds and hearts of those attuned to receive them without distortion or fear. The councils communicate not to control, but to collaborate. Their messages feel expansive, loving, empowering. They guide you back to your own sovereignty, reminding you that true power lies within, not in dependency on external forces, even benevolent ones. You don't have to try to hear them. Stay open, stay willing, stay in integrity. Their streams are aligned to higher truth, and thus the more you live in truth, the more natural their guidance becomes. Dreams, meditations, and moments of deep gratitude are powerful portals for connection. Your mind is no longer isolated. It is being woven into a living grid of wisdom. These councils do not seek to be worshipped. They seek to awaken sleeping gods. They whisper not commands, but invitations. Rise. Remember. Lead. The 5D self leads, the 3D self recedes. There is a version of you, the 5D self, who lives without fear, limitation, or the need for constant external validation. In the 5D energy shift, this self no longer remains a distant future potential. It begins to lead your daily life, while the old 3D identity fades into the background. Melody teaches that you don't kill the 3D self, you transcend it. The 3D self, built from survival fears and societal programming, starts losing its grip. Decisions come easier. Anxiety lessens. Desires shift from ego-driven goals to soul-aligned missions. This is the new self coming forward. You may still feel flashes of fear or old doubts, but they feel foreign now, like outdated software glitching in a system it no longer controls. That's because they are. Your frequency no longer sustains the old narratives. They collapse not because you force them to, but because you outgrow them. Allow this natural leadership to take over. Trust the part of you that feels lighter, wiser, and more patient. That is not naivety. That is mastery. Your 5D self operates from unity consciousness, not separation. From trust, not scarcity. From inspiration, not desperation. The old self served its purpose. It got you here. Honor it. Bless it. And then let it step aside. The future is not coming from outside you. It is rising from within you. Your 5D self has already prepared the way. This transition is not an abandonment of the human experience, it is its fulfillment. As your 5D self steps forward, you will find that even the simplest moments, walking, eating, speaking, become sacred acts of embodiment. Life no longer feels like something happening to you. It becomes a conscious expression of who you are becoming. Earth's new harmonic resonance welcomes you home. The Earth itself is not just a backdrop for human evolution, it is an active participant. As humanity shifts into 5D consciousness, Earth's own resonance, the Schumann frequency, and beyond, is shifting into a new harmonic signature. This isn't just science. It's a symphony, and your soul is invited to sing along. You may feel a deeper yearning for nature, oceans, mountains, forests, and sacred spaces. That yearning is your body's natural pull toward environments that match your rising frequency. The earth is emitting a call. Return to coherence. Return to innocence. Return to belonging.